What's up, everybody, and welcome to the first recording of the new cycle, the first cycle of Last Epoch. Obviously, the game has released to much chagrin of people who've been waiting on this, and for a lot of early access players. Servers suffered greatly for 3 days, so it was a rough launch for 11th Outer Games. But let's be real here. It's a small indie dev, and they got a giant influx that they weren't quite ready for, and I'm not mad about it. So, as I stated before, we're going to do a Rogue Falconer, new for 1.0 release. I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos, but I'm going to do my own. I've always liked the Rogue class. That was the first and only class I played in Diablo 4, and it melted. And so I'm going to try my skills with this one.
In the beginning, there was darkness. Only the terror, myself, and the void. I was content with nothing. She dreamt of light, of life, of humanity. We disagreed. And yet, in her world, there were gods. Majasa of the desert, Lagon of the sea, Rye of the endless skies, and Hierot of the frozen tundra. But fate stole Ekera away. Without her, there was conflict, then wars. In the end, it was Rye who sought to outshine the sun that would pull the world into his flame. Caught within Raye's gaze were the Keepers, an order sworn to protect Etera's memory and the power it still holds. They were joined by someone unexpected, a traveler, willing to walk into the flames of war. But why? Was it honor they sought? Power? Redemption? Or was this fate? Perhaps. But no story is quite that simple.
So, interesting new introduction video. I'm not sure if that's specific for the Rogue, because the other 4 classes I played in early access had their own very class-specific little beginning story. So, obviously I'm going to have to play the other classes again to see if that's true, or, I mean, if I just play one, I'm going to see if that's true or not. So I don't know if Rogue had an early access video that was different. Never played it. I made it through 4 of the classes before getting here. So, at recording, I have about 100 hours in the game. I'm going to say that the last 20 is probably skewed a little. It's maybe a little less than that because of the server issues. I just had the game on, waiting to queue or load. I didn't even play on release. It just wouldn't work for me very well. That might have been the time. Some people obviously were able to get in play. There were a lot of loading issues on second day where I would click into the next area and it would just hang there. Get that LE61 error, which I think they've very much resolved at this point. So unfortunately, Steam's got a lot of mixed reviews for this game, but I'm here to tell you it's great. I really do enjoy this. Not quite a 10 out of 10. It's not a perfect game, right? But it's a solid 8. I don't do reviews, but I really enjoy it. Let's see, as a comparison, I'd probably rank it the same as Path of Exile. It's a different, pace of game. I kind of prefer this art style. I mean, I really liked Diablo 4's art style. I thought it was kind of dark and gloomy. This is more colorful, sort of like Diablo 3. If you want to compare it to like an art style, they've done a lot of improvements for the environments, some more than others. I mean, some areas look just completely different than early access stuff, just a ton more detail, just more in it. Also noticed that the enemies have little audio cues and they say things, NPCs and stuff say a little more when you're fighting them, which is kind of neat, so that's added in there. But a lot of improvements. I really enjoy the Falconer so far. Obviously we're going to say a little bit of that later on, but like I always done for the last couple of videos, I'm going to show some of the same stuff so you can kind of compare sort of apples to apples and the classes as I've built them, how they play against some of these bosses. Early on they're more or less the same, some just feel better, so I really enjoyed this one. Right now I'm at level 56 and I am in the end of the campaign where I gotta go kill Majasa. There's a little bit before that, but I'm in that area. So I'm almost done with the campaign on my 5th playthrough. I played a little bit endgame, so follow-on videos will probably be endgame. I'll probably even throw in some Helldiver fun because I've been doing that a lot. But yeah, so I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. Maybe do some other games. I want to get through this, but I'm definitely gonna add some endgame content. I was thinking about putting a video together with all 5 classes, kind of a mashup in comparisons of things, and just sort of talk about them a little bit. But just off the bat, I would say that Sentinel and Rogue are my favorite classes so far. It's a toss-up for Mage and Acolyte. I'm going to play some more of that. And Druid's it'll last. Kind of begrudgingly played that because I figured I'd give it a try. And it's kind of like, you know, if you have a preference or something and you know you're probably not going to like it, your gut instinct is probably right. And I don't know, maybe I didn't build it right. I did have someone give me quite a few suggestions on how to change up my build, so I'm going to try those. Now that I'm in-game, I'll try respecing a couple of things and trying out the suggestions. They seem like solid suggestions, a little more continuity for what I was trying to do. So we'll give that a try and see if that plays a little bit better. But it's just kind of a slow character in general. The druids tend to be sort of tankish, and that's never really been my style. I like the fast stuff, so I like the rogues. Oh, I had someone comment on my mage about looks slow and I have mana problems, which is I find amusing because I'm not doing build guides. I'm just showing you what I'm doing and what I'm having fun, because I think unlike Path of Exile, there's not as much of a hardcore player base. I mean, sure it exists. I just haven't seen it. The game hasn't been around long enough to get those types of people, I think. And hopefully the community stays strong and is, let's say, more casual than the people I've run in Path of Exile. As much as I enjoy that game quite a bit, it's very challenging. This one is certainly more accessible, and perhaps the best thing in the game is the respecking and the item system. So getting the drops and being able to modify with your affixes is fairly straightforward, and you can change things to suit what you need, and you can shatter things to get affixes to use on other gear, which is fantastic. And then of course there's the legendary potential thing. If you mix it with an exalted, then you get some cooler gear, with all of those. If you have, I think it's a exalted level 4, then you get all of the traits added to your item from the exalted item. So you can basically make a pretty awesome piece of gear. Yeah, so obviously I just got Falconer here. It happens at level 20. And you talk to this guy. If you got more points, then you can sink those points into Falconer. So feel free to go through this. You can kind of skim through it and see. I just wanted to kind of showcase a little bit of the passive tree. So you check that out. I think we're gonna go with just kind of reading through things. Go through this middle one. I'm not sure what that is. Hopefully we get back over there and highlight that. I'm sure we do. Kind of meant to speed this up, but apologize. We're just gonna talk through it. It's Monday. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think I'm gonna post anything on Mondays anymore, just because it always seems to like miss. Yeah, so Raptor's Wings. Yeah, we go full into that. Get all those points. We just kind of go across the board. But yeah, back to that. I'd said a while ago that I was going to do videos Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That seems to be when everyone's awake and, you know, they don't have to deal with the Monday blues at work. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday comes around. Everyone's settled and they watch the videos in the morning, so that's cool. Monday doesn't always seem to take. Mondays and Fridays, things seem to drop off, and everyone's playing games on the weekend, so no one has any time to watch videos. Gotta play the games, right? Because that's what I'm doing. Record most of this stuff on the weekends, and then obviously, if I get a couple hours, I'm not doing editing, I'm playing game. But my two big games right now are Last Epoch and Helldivers 2. Two very different games. Both have similar problems at launch. I don't think Helldivers 2 was ever in early access like this, so they kind of got like a soft launch with this one. I mean, was it 4 or 5 years in early access? I mean, I wasn't there in 2018-19 when they started, but and probably playing this for over the last month or so. Yeah, it's good fun. I like it. I don't know if I've said that enough, but you can see, so I've got, these are all the skills that I currently have, and I'm probably going to end the campaign with. So I have Flurry, Umbral Blades, I forget what this falconry one is, something Strike. Oh my goodness. And then we've got the Poison Flask, and then the blue one there to the right is the aerial attack. That's the one where the falcon picks you up and drops you off and dumps blades. So my falcon pretty much doubled up on Poison Flask and Umbral Blades, because my falcon can drop Acid Flasks as well as Umbral Blades and Black Arrows. What else does he drop? Oh, and Shadow. So when I do the aerial attack, it stays over that target area, which is pretty good for slower moving enemies, like bosses. And so that's pretty good. Yeah, so I'm kind of like, this is obviously a death from above sort of bleed and poison. I mean, it's a rogue. Come on, can't do a rogue without poison. Umbral Blades, that is by far my favorite ability I've got on here. They basically throw a bunch of blades and then they come back through the enemy. So it's like it's two or three throws, and then they all come back, and it's great for cleaning up mobs. But yeah, all these are a ton of fun. All good stuff. I thought about moving from the aerial strike to dive bomb, but kind of like having that traversal effect. So if I need to get away from something, I can, because obviously I don't have the dash anymore. I can change that out. So if you're playing a falconry, I'd Falconer. If you're playing Falconer, I'd love to hear how you're building out your Falconer. I think this is probably one of the more popular builds, if I had to guess, at launch, just because it's something new and I don't think any other game has done. I don't know every ARPG, but definitely something unique, having your minion be able to carry you. And what's cool about the Falcon is can't get hit. It's always flying around, so you don't have to worry about resummoning it. He's always just hanging out, unlike, you know, all the other minions in other classes. They do take damage because they're sitting on the ground, and so that's pretty cool. I got a little lizard friend. That's just from the Twitch drops. I think I have one of the capes. I've got this guy, and I've got some blue sphere thing. There's one other cape. If you go on their website, I think, and go to the Twitch drops, they're doing them today again, I think through the end of the month, I believe. And there's 4 Twitch drops currently. Just a little cosmetic thing, so if you like that kind of stuff, there it is. I think the little lizard guy is entertaining to have around. The only bummer part about the Falcon is when you're in town, he doesn't float around you. I think that'd be kind of cool if he did, but as he's sort of like an ability that attacks, you probably don't want him in town bugging people. See if I can point out some of these abilities. And so if you pay attention, the Falcon's actually got like armor on his head and his wings and stuff. Pretty cool. It's a little detail there. So that's Umbral Blades. Yeah, use Umbral Blades a lot. That is the aerial attack. You can see he's just sort of hanging out there, shooting down poison arrows. And I don't remember what the chance is for the shadow. And there's black arrows. If you pick those black arrows, your next attack does a certain percentage more damage. I don't know if it's 100%, but it's a significant amount of more damage on your next attack. Not sure if you how to pick those up. You just run them into them. See the Umbral Blades on the ground, pull them back. Yeah, that's Umbral Blades. It sort of fans out. There's other things where you can like lessen the amount of blades you throw. And it does crazy amount more damage, 200% more damage, but it's only like one knife or something. So I don't know if that's something to go. Kind of like the big fan attack thing, but it might be better for single target. But that's why I have flurry. There was another like large single arrow attack. And I've already forgotten that. One of these days I'll take notes and write these down, so we'll get there. You know, as I improve, I keep saying it. I take notes, mental notes, but then don't write it down. So I'll certainly have to make mental notes because my memory is not good enough for me to recall stuff like that. I don't know if I haven't played it enough, or I'm just not like into things like that. I only got so much RAM, you know, in my head, so can't really always keep that stuff on recall. Alright, everything down. Yep, that's the aerial attack thing, so yeah, aerial assault, sorry. Got the old shadow daggers and Umbral Blades. Yep, and I'm trying to pay more attention to what things are stacking and what are the multipliers. So for most of these, it's dexterity, poison, throwing, and physical is most of the things I need to stack into. I do have bleed damage too, but I'm thinking about making, there's one for, I think in the flurry skill spec, where you can turn all of the bleed damage multipliers to poison. So I might go just full ham on poison. But unlike Path of Exile, where like one ability is king, I don't feel like that's so with this game, which is kind of nice. Go with lethal cadence here. I don't remember. I'm also thinking, see, I don't know how much defensive stuff I want to throw in here. I think glancing blow might be a good idea, but I think I'll do that after I get through the campaign, because whether I die in the campaign or not, it's not really super important, because it's not really stopping my progression. If you die, you just keep going and those things are dead. I did have trouble with Lagon with this build. Did not have any trouble with the Void Knight, Druid, or Mage. Acolyte was my first time, and so I died quite a bit. The Rogue, I think I was having a hard time with that one. And I'm not sure if part of that was sort of server lags. I feel like I was clicking my aerial assault and I was not moving where I was supposed to. I was getting like hung up on stairs, which doesn't make any sense to me. So I wasn't in any stairs. So like that ability moving up and running into, you know, stairs. I don't know if that's just something that ability can't traverse elevations, or if there was some sort of weird glitch. I'm not sure. There's been more issues with the 1.0 release than I had playing early access. So take that into account if this is the first time you're seeing this game. I think they've resolved 80 to 90% of those problems from launch, which is good. I mean, that's not exact math. I'm just guessing from what I've seen and what I've played. And so all the hate and stuff that these guys have gotten in the downvotes and stuff on Steam, I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. I mean, if you're mad about it, I don't know what to tell you. You're one of those guys who like takes off work to play a video game. I don't relate to you. I'm not that into a game. I don't sit in the stores at midnight waiting for things to come out. I don't pre-order things that I can't play. Like, it's not me. It's not ever gonna be me. It's something I can't physically touch, so I think pre-ordering stuff like this is silly. Of course, there wasn't that here, but I'm just saying games in general, people do that stuff with. Like, I have a physical copy for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. Most of these games these days are live service, so even if you own that disc, it doesn't mean you own the game. Tough breaks. That's how it is. But yeah, I highly recommend this. 8 out of 10 for sure. As soon as they resolve the server issues and they're gone, solid 9. And it's got years to go. Path of Exile has been around for a decade, over a decade now. So that's probably S tier, and I say that this is on its way right behind it. I think they keep going the right way and they expand and, you know, do a lot of good follow-on stuff in the cycles, that they'll be right up there. And if they continue to do graphical improvements in the game, like kind of Path of Exile's done over the years, then this game will look amazing. I personally think it looks better than Path of Exile, and some people don't. I think it's just maybe an art style. Oh, and here's the new thing that I have not explored at all yet. So this is new for 1.0 release.
While you're allied with one, you won't be accepted into the other until you break those ties. Decisions, eh?
So this is Circle of Fortune Merchants Guild. Merchants Guild is obviously a trade system with other people, and Circle of Fortune is sort of the solo self-found kind of thing. You don't trade with people, you just do quests and, you get better drop rates, essentially, is what I've gathered. But I haven't done any of this system, so this is all new. So you'll be learning this with me. Talk to Zarek, and then we go here and talk to this lady.
Ah, hello. What brings you to the observatory? Care to change your fortune with a prophecy from the stars? Don't tell me. I can see it now. Zarek asked you to meet with the Circle of Fortune, didn't he? I would love to say that it was foretold in the stars, but the truth is that I saw you speaking with him from one of the balconies. My name is Galila, and it's my honor to offer any and all who have an interest in celestial divination to join us, the Circle of Fortune. Very, open-ended question. I will have to restrain myself from telling you about the various fields of research we've pioneered, and keep to the more practical applications.
Click the button.
In our research, your reputation among us will grow. Then we will be able to afford you greater access to our discoveries. With our knowledge of the stars, one might gain prophecies and use their guidance to discover treasure where others would find naught. What do you say? Do you wish to have fate on your side?
Sure do. Plus, I don't want to trade with people. Trade on Path of Exile and its agony. It's my least favorite part of the game. People are going to continue to compare this to other ARPGs. I'm not going to be any different. I mean, you got to have some sort of understanding of how this interacts with other ARPGs. Probably my favorite genre in gaming. I like the isometric top-down thing. I like the skill tree stuff. I like the leveling. I like the worlds. I like boss things. It's good fun. I've always liked ARPGs. I think moving forward, I'll probably lean more into that in my games. I'm gonna play other things, but RPGs are always good because there's just so much replayability, I think, in them that, you know, there's a lot you can do in these games. Unlike, you know, kind of single player story games, they're fantastic, but like play them once and like if they're great, they were a great experience and can never like do them a second time, you know? A lot of them anyway, especially the ones that kind of don't have like choices. Mass Effect is an exception. Games like Last of Us, I just watched someone else play that for the 14th remaster. Yeah, so like I said, a little game guide here, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna read through that. You can read through that and get the game. You can read it yourself. Pause this, whatever you want to do. But yeah, so there's the prophecy thing. So you go up here, right? And then you go to these telescopes, and then there's some constellations.
You seek to learn
It's gonna tell you that.
the art of prophecy, I presume. Prophecies are the medium through which we are able to observe, record, and even manipulate the delicate medium between the stars and our fates. Go to any of the telescopes within this tower and use them to observe a constellation. Once you have found a star whose light you want to capture, record it as a prophecy. Once you've made your first strides in the art of divination, you may use lenses for more precise telescope control. In time, you will be granted access to a greater variety of them, and may even use multiple at once. Initiates are not allowed this privilege. Our equipment is far too delicate. I may forgive a shattered lens or two, but Galila would be tempted to toss you off the edge of the observatory herself. Speak with Galila if you wish to purchase lenses and other items that may aid you in your research. You are helping the Circle of Fortune a great deal, traveler.
So you go to these telescopes over here, and at first glance you can't do anything because I don't have the reputation, and yeah, see, I don't have any favor, so I can't do them. I also don't have any lenses to look at them, and I can't afford lenses because I don't have the favor. So obviously there's 4 constellations. This 3rd one and the 4th one is a bear. I think I skipped back to something else because I don't understand how this navigation thing works. There's obviously northeast, or north, south, east, and west. Yep, there's the bear. Right, so and then each one of these telescopes goes to idle, armor, weapons, or accessories. I don't know how any of this works, so if you know how this works, feel free to chime in. I've not done any of this yet. This is all new to me. Just got to this tonight, actually, so this is the freshest I've got. I thought I cut this. Yep, that's the treasure chest. I swear I cut this stuff. That's hilarious. Oh, and we're just gonna keep on going this way. And then you talk to Galila,
You'd like to ask?
and this is where you can buy stuff. But I don't have favor, so I can't get any of it. So that's where we're gonna end this, guys. I appreciate you watching, and there will be more content. And as we learn this game, I'll bring it out to you. Y'all take care.